Hey guys, welcome back to DXB Crypto. I hope you're doing well. Listen, DePIN is going to be a major narrative, and if you've been a member of our private community, shout out to our community. We've been talking about the massive strength of two particular projects, in particular Octa Space and Dynex. Now, I've just done an article today on X, and I was talking about how these could be emerging as giants when it comes to the DePIN space. Now, of course, each one of them has a different area which they kind of concentrate on, but nevertheless, they've just done a recent partnership. And I believe this is something that needs the attention of investors. Now, first of all, Dynex is just a beast in the making, because as a DePIN project, they have over 150,000 GPUs available. Now, of course, we're going to talk about neuromorphic computing and all of the other things that Dynex do really well. But the absolute truth is they are a DePIN giant in the making. And with all of that computing resource available, the fact that they've teamed up with Octa Space will make more sense to you as we go through. Now, the interesting thing is Octa, on the other hand, is offering distributed computing. So CPU, GPU rental, resources on high demand, VPN service, cloud storage, distributed rendering, and this is all interesting. And some of this stuff is in partnership with, of course, with Dynex. So really want to look at that, and this is probably the reason why these projects don't actually drop below a certain level, even when the even when crypto is going down. So that's all quite interesting. So sit back, relax, smash the like button, and yeah, join our community, DXB Crypto. The link is in the description. So what are we competing with? So when it comes to DePIN projects, there are many major DePIN projects. These are, this is going to be the way forward, especially with the prices of GPU. But I've always had a list when it comes to these projects and how well these projects are going to do. And in this list, you will see some common DePIN projects, and in particular the new ones, IONET and Aethir. Now, both of these are pretty decent projects, powerful GPU computing solutions on demand. But again, under the radar, if you look at the valuations, both Octa Space and Dynex can come way beneath that in terms of the potential multipliers that we could have. Now, let's be fair straight away, right? Aethir, in terms of the market cap, you can't really judge certain projects just by the market cap. For example, if you look at this project here, you would know that a lot of projects in the life cycles had major unlocks running into the peak season of the bull run. But there is a token demand. The token utility and the token demand takes care of the absorption. Now, this one we waited for a very long time, and it came out at a valuation of over $200 million, which is really expected. Having said that, it still doesn't have a lot of the multipliers like big exchanges, Binance, Coinbase, and all those other things. So even though the circulating supply right now is 9%, I believe there is room for growth. Now, you go to something like Octa Space, right? And Octa Space is already always holding up the price at $51 million with of course major exchange listings and all of the other things that make the project even more bullish to come. You could see where the upside is. It's like 5x or 4x below the likes of IONET and Aethir. What makes this project really interesting is if you look at for example, if you look at their engagement, if you look at exactly what they're doing, you'd actually start to see a lot of the hype is actually, they call it no hype, only concrete solutions. And we're going to be doing an AMA, thanks to Cliff from Dynex for organizing this with me. And yeah, it's much appreciated. I think the AMA is going to be absolute fire, man, because we will have Octa Space, and of course we will have Dynex as well, and we will have them together for you to fully understand and put your questions across to them. So stay tuned in the channel for more of that news. But if you look at this, the renders that keep coming, so have a look at the quality here. It is absolutely fantastic to see some of the rendering that they are capable of. using the Octa Space. Now, if you think where Render is today, and potentially you start to see where Octa Space could go, you'd start to notice that this is an absolute beast in the making. With that partnership in Dynex, with all of that computational power, I think the two of these projects would be, I mean, right now they are the same, or more or less, you know, $50 million in market cap, but there is a lot more upside to come. And I think this is only going to get better as time goes on. Do not look at the price. If you've missed this below $1, doesn't matter. I think what's to come here is a project, a layer one that is, you know, with a team that is fully doxed. And we're going to have the team here, but this is just a warning. This project could be in the multiple billions. And if we actually look at both Dynex and Octa Space, if you see their potential, so let's go to the market cap of, let's just see if we get to where Render is today, pretty much offering more or less the same same kind of solution, being a much smaller project. And then you obviously start understanding where the multipliers come from. Now, I'm not going to say that this is obviously going to overtake Render right now, but this is, could you see a $97 Dynex? Now, that puts it at a $3 billion market cap. That's exactly where Render is today, right? It is absolutely tremendous. So for me, as an investor, let's go to Render's all-time high. And that could be 157 or 160 Octa Space. And this could be incredible 91x. And I'm not hyping this up. I genuinely believe you really don't even need to go to $4.95 billion. You just have to go to where Render is. Even if you half that, right? Even if you half that to, like, say 26x from where we are, that's an incredible return on your investment. And again, if you look at Dynex as well, and you take Dynex to that market cap, you're looking at a $32 Dynex, which is 55x from here. For me, I don't know about you, but I think these two are clearly projects that could go a long way in this bull cycle. And again, we're going to have that AMA. We're going to have both teams together. We're going to do them separately. It's going to be super exciting. But I think these are giants in the making. And where people are looking at the likes of, for example, the likes of, you know, Aethir and IONET, what people are forgetting is when it comes to DePIN, a lot of the projects have fake solutions. So, for example, in the case of Dynex, there are two divisions, the blockchain and the business. So it is a real world business. They have a team that is literally doxed and they front everything. Look, 148,000 GPUs are being utilized, and these are online right now, right? Despite the fact that, of course, this then goes into the supercomputing narrative. And, you know, anybody who said that, you know, the Dynex team is not doxed, they don't know what they're talking about. If you come to the website update, you will see the entire committee, including what they call their ethical committee. And for those of you that know Cliff is always public, supportive. He's always on available in our Discord. This is gigantic stuff, guys. Right? It's only a matter of time, and that's why I always say, when the market is red, you buy the projects that you need. Now, for DePIN projects, you probably need only one or two, right? You could actually have the pair, and a lot of our community anyway have already invested in the likes of, you know, aitech, AI and DePIN, but mostly an known AI project. Now, if you look at this network, right, and you go to this block explorer, you will see obviously not only the decentralization, but you start to see what this project is all about. And for me, not only the use cases, but I think some of the underlying technology here hasn't even been understood by the vast masses. Therefore, I would say, could I see this project at least in you know, at $1 billion? Yes, I can. Could it be a minimum 20x for both of them? I mean, that's, yeah, I think it looks pretty much obvious that these projects are going that way. But where I see the potential of these is honestly with all of the with all of these deep massive partnerships that they're doing, I think these two will be giants, guys. It's a no-brainer, and the teams are freely available to discuss this with us. The communities, the teams are willing to come on here. That's what you need in a bull market. So if you haven't, I will link this video in the description, right? I urge you to look at this AMA, look forward to the one that we're going to do, because I think this is going to be, something that opens your eyes, both Tarek and Cliff and the rest of the team. So look, I'm super excited, but in a sea of red, right, you start to look at what you can potentially invest in. Crypto's looking far better today than it did yesterday, but yesterday I put out a video saying, do not sell your bags, right? All of the gains this year have been put into perspective. Now, some of these are up 3x, 2x, whatever, but in the last 60 days, we know where the score is, and that's where you need to take advantage of. And if you're not in our community, best community in the world, DXB Crypto, come and join us. It is honestly something that I recommend for everybody, because you got the likes of Cliff that are residents in our, you got highly qualified people that are residents in our Discord. But listen, Octa Space, we haven't even scratched the surface. I think the roadmap is brilliant. I think the price performance has been absolutely fantastic. This entire rendering system and the setup is something that is going to be become more and more readily available, and companies will take advantage of this. Now, for me, if you look at this, CPU, GPU rental, unlike these so-called DePIN projects that tell you that they've got these available, these are already available and on the network, right? So is the VPN service. If a lot of you don't actually know how to store this, you can store this. Both Dynex and Octa Space can be stored in Tangent wallets, cold storage, and several other leading wallets as well. So, there is no excuse for you to hold this on an exchange. I think this is an absolute gem that will fly off. And I think in terms of the bull market, when I genuinely consider what I want to hold, there are many cryptocurrencies that my portfolio is extremely down on. But when it comes to what do I want to hold for the explosive leg, my strategy is this. Any of those underperformance will be, I'll be able to get back to break even, because I never sell crypto on a loss, right? Get back to a break even or make some profit on it, and then go and back your main horses, right? So that is something that honestly I'm extremely excited about. I think Octa Space, for me, in terms of the leadership team, in terms of the availability of these leaders, Dynex, in terms of the availability to engage with communities, they've got a growing GPU, CPU, and again, that's where the Dynex dimension comes in, because these guys have all of these GPUs, 150,000 of them, and they are there making partnerships. So overall, I'm extremely bullish on both of these projects. I think it's only a matter of time, but at $50 million, they are still very small, tiny micro caps. And if we start to look at the likes of Render as a minimum base for both Octa and Dynex, they don't even have to get there for you to make decent money, right? Even if we go, $500 million is 25x. I mean, sorry, half of Render at 3 billion, 1.5 billion from here is 25 times your money. Where else could you make that type of money? Life-changing money, guys. So listen, let me know what your main DePIN projects are. Like I said, I am not discounting the likes of Aethir, Ionet, and of course Paeq, which launched in May, and their token will be coming out at a big valuation if it hasn't already been listed. We went into the pre-sale for this. So this is a layer one specifically dedicated DePIN project, big boy valuation. This is also, we've been anticipating this for years and months. The GPUs, the nodes have been completely sold. My only thing was here, look, yes, I could see this doing really well, going into multiple billions of dollars. They had an airdrop. The price is slightly depressed now. I think between these four, I think you have enough in terms of your overall GPU, DePIN slash AI projects that could do really, really well. Another one that we have come across and that has a massive valuation is IONET. Now, IONET again suffers from the same thing, 11% circulating. You would expect that for these big projects. That's why I want something that's fully diluted, proof of work, that's already out there. And I think this is the space where Dynex and Octa Space could really, really do well. Now, do I think this is not going to do well? I think, you know, of course, everybody knows that the valuation of this is already $300 million plus. So it is a massive project. But between all of these, I would say if you're going to put ridiculous amounts of money, I think these bigger projects will do extremely well. Having said that, I genuinely believe in the case of Dynex anyway, they do have equally more, if not the most GPUs out there that I can count. And I think with Octa being a partner of theirs, I think it's just going to do really well for the community. So smash a like, let me know what DePIN projects you're involved in. And just remember, the tokenomics alone don't kill a project. So the aim of my video is not to dissuade you from looking at Paeq or IONET or Aethir, but we have to hold the Octa Space and Dynex in the same kind of vision in terms of multipliers for something that is public, that is building, that's engaging in communities. And look forward to those two AMAs because they will be absolutely fire. I've been your host, DXB Crypto, and I'm really, really excited to host Tarek and Cliff again. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care.